Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste everyone. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwarah, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gurave Sarvalokanam Bhijaye Bhavaroginam Nidhaye Sarvavidyanam Shri Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvighna Guru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Gajananam Bhutaganayadevitam Kapittajambho Balasarabhakshidam Umasatam Shokavinashakaranam Namami Vigneshwara Padapankajam Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnum Jajivaranam Jadarbhajam Prasannavadanam Dhyaye Sarvavighnopashantahe Vyasam Vashishtanaptaram Shakte Pautramakalmasham Parasharatmajam Mandeshu Gadatam Taponitim Vyasaya Vishnurupaya Vyasarupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahmanadaye Vasishtaya Namo Namaha Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Chaiva Tado Jayamudhiraye. So last week we started looking at a little bit more into Janamejay's snake sacrifice and the build up to that. We saw Kadru and Vinata, how Kashyapa's two wives got children. Kadru got thousands of snakes as her sons, and then Vinata got two, right? Aruna was born, who was born as only with upper body because Vinata broke the egg early, right? She did not wait, and because of that, Vinata got cursed. And then Kadru, the second son was Garuda. Garuda was born, right? And he was very strong and huge in size. And then after that, Vinata became slave of Kadru because Kadru cheats her by asking her sons to cover the Ucheshrava, the horse's tail, right? And making it black, look black. She cheats like that. And because of that, Vinata becomes a slave. And then Kadru and Vinata were serving them. And then one day, Garuda asked Kadru and snakes, what is the way out for us? How do we get out of this slavery, right? And then what they tell is bring Amrita, nectar from Indra, okay? Because that's the only way, immortality, they will not die from the snake sacrifice because Kadru curses them earlier. If you remember, right? When she asked them to cover this horse tail, the snakes say that that's not good because we should not cheat. But then she curses them that you will all get burned and you'll all be burned in this fire. Okay, so that's why snakes ask for the Amrita. So Garuda on his way, he goes and he eats Nishadas, and then he also catches an elephant and a tortoise, right? Elephant and tortoise were rishis. They were fighting because they wanted their father's wealth, whatever that was left out from their father, they wanted a big share of it. Each one wanted a big share of it. This is where Kashyapa says, brothers, when they start fighting each other, the third person benefits. Okay. So that's why brothers, sisters should never fight with each other. Okay. That's the message here. So Garuda catches them. In one claw, he has an elephant. Another claw, he got and tortoise, and then he goes into a mountain called Alamba, and there he sits on the top of a Aryan, please don't draw. Okay, and then he goes there and then sits on a branch, and then the branch breaks down. Okay, because he was heavy and he was carrying a huge elephant and a tortoise. Okay, and then what happens is in that branch breaks, and then suddenly he realizes that the Valakillas were doing penance on that. Valakillas were the rishis. They are very small, about a finger length. Okay, a little finger length. Their size was only this much tall. Okay, and they used to survive on sun. Okay, sun rays only. They used to survive. Okay, so those Valakillas were falling along with the branch, and suddenly what Garuda does is he picks up that branch. He realizes that Valakillas are there. He picks up that branch through his beak. So he got one claw, he got elephant, another claw, he got tortoise, huge tortoise, and then a beak. And then he was flying because he did not know where to drop this, all this. Okay, so he was flying, and then he sees his father Kashyapa there, and then he says, Daddy, 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 I got all these problems. I would say, rescue me. Okay, because he got in his beak, he got the branch with Valakillas in it. Okay, he was carrying, and then Kashyapa prays to Valakillas, and then they bless him, and then he drops Valakillas and Himalaya mountains. Okay, and then he eats the elephant. Garuda eats the elephant and tortoise, and then heads towards heaven. Okay, when he reaches heaven, there is a huge fighting because there are a lot of people, a lot of Indra's guards protecting Amrita. Okay, because the Asuras should not come there. That's why he was protecting. 1 second. Okay, so all the guards were protecting. At that time, Indra looks at Garuda. He was so huge and strong. Indra goes to Brahaspati. Brahaspati, anybody know who is Brahaspati? Brahaspati is Indra's deity's guru. Okay, he is the Deva Guru. He is the guru of all the deities. Okay, Indra and everyone. Ritvik already feeling bored. Okay, so Indra goes to Brahaspati, his guru, and then Brahaspati says, it's all because of your own fault. Okay, so you are having these troubles because of your own fault and carelessness. That's why you have this trouble now. And then suddenly Suta Mahamuni, who is listening to this story, so Shaunaka Mahamuni, who is listening to this story from Suta, asks, what is the trouble? What did Indra do? What was the careless thing he did? Okay, so then Suta Mahamuni explains a small story there. Okay, what happened before, long before. Once upon a time, Kashyapa was doing a sacrifice. Kashyapa Rishi, he was doing a sacrifice, and then he invited everyone to that. Indra was going on his elephant, okay, Airavata, elephant called Airavata, huge elephant. He was going on top of that. Valakillas, I told you already, they are very little. Okay, they were going also to that sacrifice, and they were carrying lot of things on their head to the sacrifice. Okay, the flowers, fruits, and the sticks, wood, everything they were carrying for that sacrifice. While they were carrying, there was a cow's foot mark because of rain. Okay, there is a cow's foot mark, and then there was a standing water. Okay, and these Valakillas were trying to cross that. Imagine they were this little tall, and there is a cow's foot mark, and they were trying to cross that. Okay, Indra looks at them and then says, ha 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 ha, you little tiny people, you can't even cross a horse foot mark. Puddle, that's a small puddle, you can't even jump over that. Ha ha ha, he does. Okay, Valakillas get angry and then they say that you will face someone, there will be someone who is going to born, who will be stronger than you, who will be bigger than you, who will be better than you, and he is going to come for you. Okay, suddenly Indra gets, oh dear, I did a huge mistake, and then he asks for forgiveness. But then Valakilya then say that, okay, that person, that strong person, if you behave with him nicely, he will become your friend. Okay, so they will tell that to Indra, and then Indra goes to Kashyapa's sacrifice, and in that sacrifice, Valakilya bless Kashyapa with 2 eggs. 2 eggs. Okay, from those 2 eggs, Aruna and Garuda were born. Okay. So that's why Garuda is so strong, because Valakilya said he's going to be stronger than Indra. Okay, Rishi's blessings. And then next Garuda. So Garuda goes there. He faces all the deities in a battle. He defeats everyone. Okay, he defeats Moon. He defeats Vayu, who is the wind god of wind. Yakshas. He defeats Varuna. Everyone he defeats. Okay, and then he becomes so big. Okay, and then fire comes, and then he pours the water. He drinks so much water, becomes so huge, drinks the water, and then pours on that fire. Okay, and then Vishnu comes. When Vishnu comes, he worships Vishnu. Okay, and then Vishnu becomes pleased with him, and then Vishnu agrees to give him boons. Okay, so Vishnu says that Garuda will become immortal and he will be free from diseases. Okay, he will be free from disease and will become immortal without drinking Amrita. And also Vishnu agrees that Garuda will become his vehicle. Okay, Vishnu will be riding on Garuda wherever he goes. That's why. And then Garuda will become Vishnu's banner as well, on his banner. Okay, he will become his banner on this his flag. He will have Garuda as his banner. That's why Vishnu is called Garuda Dwaja. That means he's got Garuda in his Dwaja, in his banner flag. And then finally, Garuda nears Amrita, where Amrita is kept. He went through everybody. He nears Amrita, and then Indra comes at that time, and then he throws his Vajra. Vajra is Indra's weapon. Okay, and that weapon, nobody can defeat that weapon. But Garuda is so strong, and he did not want to disrespect that weapon, because that weapon was made out of a Brahmana's bone. Okay, we will hear that story later in the Mahabharata, how that weapon was made. That was made of a Brahmana's bone. Garuda did not want to disrespect that weapon. That's why he let one of his small feathers cut off by that weapon. And no harm was done to Garuda. He was laughing. And then Indra asks for his friendship. Okay, and Garuda agrees. They both become friends. But Indra says that Amrita is not for everybody. Okay, it is for the deities. Not everybody can take it. That's why it is protected like this. So I can't give you. But Garuda says the only way we can get out of slavery from Kadru and all the snakes is if I take the Amrita. So they make a deal. Okay, they agree a deal that Garuda will take it, and somehow they will not give it to the snakes. Okay, so what Garuda does is he takes the Amrita, he returns, he shows it to all the snakes. Here is Amrita in the bowl. Okay, here is Amrita. I will keep it here on Kusha grass. Kusha is darba. I don't know whether you have seen in pujas, they use a small grass-like thing. Okay, in pujas. So that is called Kusha grass. And Garuda keeps it on a Kusha grass and tells the snakes, it is about evening time. Go and do the prayers and then come back. Let's drink after that.
Ooh.
Okay, so the snakes go there. Okay, and then snakes agree that Garuda is now released. Garuda and Vinata released from slavery. Okay, snakes go to their prayers. When they go to the prayers, Indra takes the Amrita back to heaven. Okay, snakes return from their prayers. Nothing left on the table. It's an empty table with those grasses. Okay, what they do is snake starts licking that grass in the hope that there is little bit Amrita spilled over. Okay, Mahabharata says that because of that, the grass was sharp. Because of that, snake's tongue split into two. Okay, snakes got tongues like this. Okay, because of that, snakes got tongues split into two. Okay, after that, Garuda takes his mother away from that island and they are free from slavery. Okay, and Suta Mahamuni says that, closing this story of Garuda, Suta Mahamuni says that anyone who reads this story or listens to this story, okay, with concentration, with bhakti, they will attain heaven. Okay, and they will attain all the merits. All this Garuda story, Garuda's birth and his how he became rescued his mother from slavery. Anyone reads that. Okay, that's part one of this story. Then Shaunaka asks, who are all the snakes? You said there are thousands of snakes. Vinata's son, you said Aruna and Garuda, right? But who are all the snakes? So here are some of the snakes names. Shesha, okay, who's the first one? Vasuki. I already told a little bit about Vasuki. Who is Vasuki? Anyone? Did you hear about Vasuki before last week? Anyone? Raise your hand. Is anybody here? In the ocean churning, there was a cord used, right? And Vasuki was the cord, if you remember. Right? Last week I said in the ocean churning, a cord was used and Vasuki was the cord, right? So Vasuki, Airavata, Takshaka, Karkotaka, like this. There are many snakes. Okay, here only few names were mentioned. And then Shesha, the eldest of the snakes, okay, he was very good in heart. Okay, he was very good. He was very disappointed with all the other snakes who were very going and biting people, creating problems for everybody. He did not like that. So he goes and does a penance. Okay, he leaves everyone, goes to penance, Gandhamadana, go, and then Badri and Gokarna and all these places. He goes there and then he does the penance. Okay, he goes there and then so he does, and then he prays Brahma, and then Brahma gives him a boon. Okay, Brahma tells him that he will not be consumed by fire, and also Brahma asks him to hold the earth stable. Okay, earth with its lot of people in it, it was a little bit wobbly, and Brahma asks Ananta, or his name is Shesha as well, to hold the earth. So Brahma, so Ananta then holds the earth, and also Ananta becomes the seat of Vishnu. Vishnu sleeps on Ananta, Anantara, Shesha. Okay. And then, so Vasuki and others, Vasuki becomes the leader because Shesha left and he became, went for penance, tapas. Vasuki becomes the leader. Vasuki was thinking how to rescue his race from mother's curse. Okay. So he, after ocean churning, he hears from Brahma that he hears from a rishi, okay, that Brahma has told at ocean churning that some of the snakes will survive because they were not harmful. Okay, but those who are harmful will be burnt. Okay, and those who are not harmful will be rescued by a Brahmana called Astika, who is the son of Jaratkaru. Okay, Vasuki then goes and asks Brahma himself at the ocean churning, is it true that we are going to be survived by like this? What is the way out? And Brahma explains him the method. Okay, Brahma explains that you need to, Jaratkaru need to have a son, and that son will rescue. Okay, so Vasuki starts searching for this Rishi Jaratkaru. If you remember last week, I told about a Rishi called Jaratkaru who was not married and who did not want to get married, but he said he will marry if he finds a girl with the same name. Okay. And the girl's family gives her to him without any hesitation, right? Vasuki sends all the snakes all around the world to find somebody called Jaratkaru. Okay. And then finally, some snakes come back saying that we found somebody shouting in the forest saying, I need a girl, I need a girl. He was shouting in the tree, to the trees, he was shouting. He did not say anything in the village because he was scared that people might give him a girl. So he was shouting in the forest, okay, that I need a girl, I want to get married. Okay. So those snakes come, and then Vasuki goes and gives his sister Jaratkaru to Rishi Jaratkaru. Marriage takes place. The Rishi says that he will leave her if she does anything untoward, sorry, anything that's not, anything that's against him. If she does, he will leave her. Okay. So the marriage happens. Then suddenly the story comes back to Janamejaya again. If you remember, last week I said Janamejaya heard from Uttanka that his father was killed by Takshaka, right? Okay, why he was killed. So now we come back to the story of Parikshita. Parikshita is Janamejaya's father. He is the son of Abhimanyu. Okay, the story keeps moving. Okay, one side we have Vasuki, Jaratkaru getting married and their son Astika getting born. Okay, and the other side we have now Janamejaya preparing. Okay, so why Janamejaya started? Because Parikshita was killed. His father Parikshita was killed. Okay, and the story here is Parikshita, about Parikshita. One day King Parikshita was on a hunting trip. Okay, and he was chasing a deer. Okay, which was he released an arrow, deer was wounded, it ran away, still ran away, and he was chasing that one. He was tired, very tired, and then he came to a retreat of a rishi, okay, called Samika. And then there he asked the rishi, did you see a deer going this direction? The rishi does not speak. Okay, he was observing a vrata, okay, vow of silence. He was not going to speak on that day. He stays quiet. The king, out of tiredness, he could not think. He just gets angry. He sees a dead snake around there. He takes his bow and then pulls the snake up and puts it on top of Rishi and then goes away. Okay, just out of madness, because when you're tired, your brains don't work. That's what happened to Parikshita. Okay, so he goes away. Parikshita does not even realize that he made something stupid. He just goes away. A little while later, Rishi's son called Shringin, he comes, he looks at his son, his father, Shamika, still sitting there with a snake, dead snake on his shoulders, around his neck. Okay, and then Shringin asks his friend Krisha, who was there, what happened? Krisha says that the king Parikshita came here. He placed this snake on your father's neck. Shringin gets angry. He says, he curses the king that in 7 days you will die by the bite of Takshaka, the snake. Okay, because you put a snake on my father's dead snake, you will die in 7 days from Takshaka. Okay, he curses, and then he goes back to his father, and then he says, I curse the king. In anger, I curse the king, I made a mistake. Okay, the rishi, Shamika, gets very angry. Okay, he tells his son that a Brahman king, we should never harm the king. Okay, because of him, everything happens in the kingdom. Okay, he is equal to the deities himself. Okay, he is himself a god itself. King is like a god. We should never harm him. And also, for a Brahmana, you should never get angry. You should never start cursing for everything. Okay, because once you curse, you will lose all your penance, whatever you did. So that's why one should never get angry. That's what he says. And he says, forgiveness is the greatest thing. One should always try to forgive if someone makes a mistake. So with that, the father Shemikar sends one of his disciples, Ghoramukha, to the king, Parikshita, as a messenger. Okay, he sends him to the king saying that my son has cursed you, that you will die within 7 days. Parikshita immediately realizes what he did day before. Okay, he realizes, he feels very sorry for his silly mistake. Okay, the reason he feels sorry is not because he was going to die in 7 days. He was ready to die because he made a mistake, but he grieves because he made a mistake and he insulted a Brahmana. Okay, because of his actions, he was very sorry. Okay, but his ministers, everyone, after hearing that, they say that we have to protect our king. We have to protect Parikshita for 7 days from Takshaka. Okay, they prepare everything. Okay, they prepare everything so that they put a special building for the king, where king is going to stay for 7 days, protected from all sides. Nobody can enter without any permission and investigation, checking everything. Nobody can enter. Okay, so they thought they can rescue the king like that. Okay, yes, Rohika.
What does a minister mean?
Sorry,
Minister.
What? Minister?
Minister? Yeah.
Yeah, minister. Kings have ministers, so they have ministers who give them advice, right? There are ministers, like today also we have prime ministers, chancellors, and everything. Kings also have ministers. Okay.
Question. I have another question.
Yeah.
What's a council?
What?
A council.
Can't get that.
She's asking what's the council?
Council.
Yeah, that's what she's asking.
So council is king. Are you asking king's council? So that's his set of ministers. Yeah, it's group of ministers, advisors. It's king's advisors.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Okay, so they put everything, and just to tell you here. So what happens is, in this 7 days, Parikshita starts meditating. Okay, he was ready to die, and there is a Purana narrated at this time. Okay, Vyasa's son, this is not said in Mahabharata, but Vyasa's son Shuka comes to Parikshita and explains him Srimad Bhagavata Purana at this time. Okay, he narrates one of the Mahapuranas to Parikshita in that 7 days. Okay, Shuka, and on hearing all that, Parikshita was very happy, and he realizes what's life, what birth, what's death, everything, and then he was ready to leave this world. Okay, at the end of 7 days. Here in Mahabharata, we hear that Takshaka, so the 7 days is approaching. Okay, the days are counting. Parikshita is protected. What happens is, a Brahmana from Kashyapa Brahmana from Kashyapa Gotra, he was on his way, and he kept saying that I'm going to rescue the king today, revive the king. After Takshaka bites him, I'm going to revive. Takshaka hears this, and then he says he wanted to stop that Brahmana going there. And then he goes and asks that Brahmana, how are you going to rescue? The Brahmana says, I know the mantras to revive from people from poison. Okay. And then Takshaka says, demonstrate it. I'm going to burn this tree, okay, with my poison. You revive it. And then Takshaka burns it, and then the Brahmana with this mantra, he revives that tree. It comes from seed to sprouting to small plant into big tree, just like it was before. Okay. Takshaka realizes that this Brahmana has got strength, and then he offers him lot of wealth and asks him to go back home. So the Brahmana takes the wealth and goes back home. Okay, he does not go to Hastinapura to revive the king. Okay, yes, Snigdha, Tanvi.
So you know how Takshaka is going to kill the king because of a curse,
Yeah,
but here he's wantedly stopping the person from reviving him. So
yeah.
does Takshaka want to kill the king, even though it's a curse? Like, what? Does he have a reason to?
Yeah, so this is where Takshaka is evil. Okay, he could have killed him, but allowed the Brahmana to revive. Okay, but what Takshaka does here is he did not want his work to go waste. Okay, he kills him and then someone revives. He did not want that to happen. That's why he stops the Brahmana from coming there.
Oh, so he just doesn't want
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
That's why Janameja gets angry when if you hear last week, Uttanka tells him that Brahmana was coming. Okay, Takshaka killing is because of his punishment, Brahmana's curse, right? But Takshaka stopping is his mistake. Takshaka stopping a Brahmana coming there to revive him is his mistake. And that's why Janameja says, I'm going to do the snake sacrifice.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, yes, Akila.
How does Takshaka know about the curse?
Because he hears it. He hears it from the other people.
Okay. Thank
Neha.
you. How long will the Brahmana's curse be there?
So it depends. There are different types of curse. Okay. Some can be immediate, some can be given a set of time frame, cursed with a set of time frame, and some can go up to 30 plus years. Okay, some curses, not Brahmanas, but some curses can go up to 30 plus years. It can take up to 30 plus years to get effect, or even longer.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Rohika.
Oh, it's Ritwik actually. Why did Takshaka burn the tree down?
He wanted to see. Sorry, I'm going to mute you on mute. Okay, so he wanted to see whether this Brahmana really knows the mantra or he's just making up, saying that I'm going to revive the king. Okay, before he gives the wealth to that Brahmana, he wanted to be sure that this Brahmana knows the mantra. He wanted to test him.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay, so Takshaka stops him. Okay, and then Takshaka heads towards Hastinapura. Okay, so what happens in Hastinapura, we will see that tomorrow. Okay, but I still got a couple of hands raised. Neha, Nista.
Which one is stronger? Is it mantra or is it sloka?
Mantras.
Okay.
Yes, Nigdha.
So aren't like Brahmanas meant to be like really good, like both people? Why does he just stop because he gets money?
That's true. Okay, Brahmana should not be doing that. Okay, this Brahmana will, for his deeds, for taking money and not doing good for somebody, okay, he will probably get the actions. For his actions, he will, Mahabharata doesn't say what happened to that Brahmana, okay, but everyone should do the right thing. Okay, here the Brahmana doesn't do the right thing. He doesn't live like a Brahmana. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, I think that's for story. We will see what Takshaka does, okay, in Hastinapura. We will see that tomorrow. I just want to cover few things, unless if somebody got any questions. Any questions, anyone? Any other questions? Yeah, Deepthi.
Is there a way you can escape a curse?
Normally, the answer is no. Okay. The answer is normally no. We can't escape a curse if it is said by a right person who has the power to say those things. Okay. If that's the case, normally the answer is no. But they find in some cases, they find a way around. For example, in this case, okay, there are many curses where the curse was mitigated by different means, or it's reduced, its duration is reduced, or its impact is limited. Okay, so it's reduced after that, after cursing. If that person who curses it has the strength to reduce it, they can reduce it. For example, here also, Kadru cursed snakes that they will burn, right? But then Brahma and everyone gave a way out to save some snakes. So there are ways where other people or powerful people can reduce the impact of that curse.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, if not, I just want to say a couple of things. I think I said this in summer classes. Okay, so this is just about discussing on what our dharma is, what our duties are. Okay, so again, just want to say that our duties, there are a lot of things we need to do. Duties are anger control, okay, suppression of wrath. We have to speak truth always, forgiveness, okay, not doing any injury or harming anybody, okay, purity in our conduct. All these kind of things are duties, but there are some conducts which how to behave. I will just probably before I go there. Yes, Neha, I don't know whether you have question or just raising hand.
I do. If we harmed a snake, would they place a curse on us?
We should not harm any animals, anybody, not just animals, anyone. That's what the Shastras say. And whether they can curse or not depends on their strength, right? Whether they have the penance. If not, still, your actions, you are responsible for your actions. And you have to get the merit or impact of whatever you do. If you harm somebody, you will incur the sin of that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, I want to cover a couple of conducts. Okay, what do we need to do? Okay, so I've got few things on this. We'll cover this week on some of these things. The first one on mornings, what we need to do. Okay, I just picked few things here. Morning, everyone should wake up before the sunrise. That's the first thing. Okay, good news for you, all of you. Okay, Shastra say that we all have to get up before sunrise, and we have to wash our face, mouth, brush our teeth. All these things said in our Shastras as well, not just in our science books. Okay, and it also says that when you wake up morning, you have to do namaskara to your parents, your gurus, or seniors, whoever is available at home or available. Okay, you have to worship them, and then after worshiping the God, after cleaning your teeth, after that only you should start worshiping the God or any deities. Okay, before that one should not do. These are some of the morning behaviors, conduct we should be looking at. Okay, we'll see the rest tomorrow. Okay, thank you all. Thank you.